I'm sorry. In the land of gods and monsters, I was an angel. Living in the garden of evil, screwed up, scared, doing anything that I needed. Shining like a fiery beacon, you've got that medicine I need. Fame, liquor, love, give it to me slowly. Put your hands on my waist, do it softly. Me and God, we don't get along, so now I sing. No one's gonna take my soul away. I'm living like Jim Morrison, headed towards a fucked up holiday. Motel sprees, and I'm singing. Oh yeah, give it to me, this is heaven, what I truly want. It's innocence lost. Innocence lost.
Welcome back to another Tuesday night full of music and making of song for our Oops All Bards Echoes of Zeppelin campaign, where the band Tomorrow's Problem has been touring the nation, having no issues. All right.
Really a very boring game. I don't know why people would be watching it. We just,
We are simple band members. Nothing is wrong here.
we have tea every day at 4:15.
We have
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's always fine. There's no issues, no problems. It's fine. It's fine.
So, the last couple of sessions that we had were very interesting sessions. The last three, I would say, were fairly interesting. I will give one chaos coin per session recap. Delia and Flip, unfortunately, the two of you have to recap your own sessions. And CC or Mads can recap the party. So, Delia, start with you. You're the farthest back.
Okay. I decided to kind of split away while the party was figuring out what was going on with the revolution. Had to think about things, especially the aftermath of Bunny Hell, because Bunny Hell was a lot. Bunny Hell was a lot, and as I wandered off, I ended up finding this little wellspring, and through a whole lot of, I'm gonna assume, fake bullshit, had to more or less.
That's rude.
Am I wrong? No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I am the one retelling my story.
Well, I am correcting your stays in the history books. It is not fey bullshit. It is hooligan bullshit. Continue.
Fair enough. But having to just go back into some painful memories and try to get started on the path of recovery and not being a complete and total bitch all the time. So, and through all of that, finding out, hi, other nymphs, there's higher village, also druid stuff, nice. Come back and you fuckers almost die on me. No! Did not give permission for that. Fuck off!
We fixed it.
With soap.
Yes, you did, and you did very well. But also, who gave you all the right to nearly die on me? And then fast forward to party planning, and then we get to
a party.
Yeah.
You get to a party. Get to a party. Cece, tell us about the party.
It was wonderful. There was dancing and music and lots of beer and alcohol and beignets. Lever was sort of there in spirit to some of us. So that happened. Flip, we all drank stuff, and Flip more or less either couldn't feel pain at some point, and we were like, ooh, yeah, go kill the king, because the guy who was supposed to didn't show up. And so he's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna do it. He goes and kills the king. King's dead. And then we turn around and we're like, oh yeah, all hail King Flip. And he's like, what? Okay, I guess I'm going with this. So now Flip is a king. And found out as soon as that happened, all the resistance members unalived themselves with cyanide or something, and somebody got hanged. And Agdon showed up for a hot second and said something to Flip about striking a deal or something, and then we all walked back, and Flip and I went to bed. But Mads had other conversations.
Throughout the party, there was times that a unintentional dead name got used, and Mads originally wasn't going to think anything of it, but as they took a drink at Henry's encouragement, rage sort of bubbled over, and it wasn't able to be kept in anymore. And all of the struggle that Mads had been having for days at this point sort of all came to a head. And it led to Mads coming out as non-binary to Henry. After which Henry told Mads that they would not be alone, that they had Henry, and they would never be alone again.
And Flip.
So I went to bed in the cottage, woke up because my ethereal sugar daddy was calling me, looking for Henry, who I never did find, but I followed what I believe to be Lever, and I'm quiet now? Quite now? I don't think I'm quiet. But I anyway, I followed Lever's spirit to a temple that was very mystical, and I then encountered some books and some puzzles, and I had to give fish their preferred beverages. And I was able to tap into some fire magic that Flip has lots of interest in. I made friends with a phoenix, and now I have. Then I came home, and I am currently practicing my fire breathing and my fire juggling outside of the cabin because there was no sleeping after that. Plus, I still haven't found Henry, and at this point, I don't think he went out to pee. And I think that brings us...
It does, to now. To like morning time. It's coming up, and the bullywugs are croaking, and the marrows are flipping in the pond, and everything seems to be peaceful, and it's just a beautiful day in Downfall. And you all wake up feeling very Snow Whitey as you put your hands out and you stretch and the birds are chirping and all of that fun stuff. You're awake. Good morning.
Oh, nice weather out.
Something, I guess.
That wasn't a dream, right? Flip is actually a king now. You're actually. That's a thing.
I'm not currently in the cabin.
I was just gonna say it in the cabin
I'm gonna
is
pop my head.
and Delia.
I'm gonna look at the other two. That happened, right? That wasn't. That happened.
Yes, I remember that.
It did.
It's difficult to tell sometimes whether things are dreams or not after 3 days ago.
I guess.
I'm gonna go check on Flip, and Cece's just gonna go outside and leave them inside.
As you walk outside, you are nearly singed by a thing of fire that I am practicing fire breathing from one of my batons. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were awake. I will endeavor to aim away from the door in the future.
That would be wise in all cases, because you could light the building on fire. What are you doing?
This! Isn't it
Since when
cool?
could you do that?
Well, I got a book about it, and my friend was telling me how to do it, and it's really cool.
What friend?
Oh, she's not here right now.
Okay. Weird. Have you seen Henry?
No. I went looking for him, but I got distracted. At first, I thought he just had to go to the bathroom, and then I thought maybe his stomach was upset because he was gone a really long time. I don't know where he went.
I'm sure he's fine. He runs off sometimes. He'll probably just come back with a giant watermelon and a bunch of random stories about how he's now the prince of frogs in some way. That has to be it.
I mean, if that doesn't happen, we can always eventually track down his father, kill his father, and find him somewhere related.
Yeah. I'm not totally worried yet.
Oh, can I show you this other trick?
Sure.
Okay, and I start juggling the just little motes of fire.
When we get back to the circus, you have to show the fire dancers this. They're going to be so jealous.
Absolutely, but I don't know if they can read the Book of Life and Death.
Doubtful, but you showing them the things would be like you doing the thing that you just did would be cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I did find a piece of paper, but it wasn't like the Book of Life and Death, so I can't read it. And I hand you the note.
Okay.
It might be from Henry. I don't know.
Jesus, what does it say? The only thing that you can read on it is an H at the bottom. The rest of it is in a language you do not speak. It is written in Sylvan.
I'm going to go back inside.
I'm guessing it was from Henry. I will follow.
And I'm just going to... Delia, I need you to read this, please.
Fine. Sure. Look up from where she's been busy, very much focused on whatever's in her bag and rearranging things, and take the note to read it. Okay. Okay. All right. When I felt scared and alone in the castle, I would remember a quote that Mother loved. I am a part of all I have met. You four are a lot smarter than me, so you, like Mother, all probably understand it a lot than me. But I always figured it meant that no matter what, you're never really alone because you always carry the people you love with you. So even if we're apart, we're always together. There is always light. Take care of each other. Have courage. Be kind. And know that I love you all. Signed, H.
Where the hell did he go? Well, maybe Lever showed him the way.
Delia turning it over, holding it up to the light, trying to find some sign or indication of where he went.
There is none, just a goodbye letter, signed H.
I set it down. I walk outside. And I really start trying to send message in various directions. Very funny.
I guarantee further away than that.
No.
I tried that. I went looking for him.
Okay. She pulls for the ghosts, the spirits. They're always watching. Which way? Which way?
They have no answers for you.
No.
I mean, the good news is no body. He's not dead. He's not one of the ghosts. He just had something to take care of. People gotta do their thing sometimes. He knows how to reach us if he needs us. He knows us well enough. Find someone who can cast sending. We just keep going and hope to find him again.
This isn't right.
It isn't wrong.
This isn't right. This isn't what he said.
Oh. I'm sure he had his reasons.
What did he say?
He said I wouldn't be alone. He said I'd never be alone again, and he's gone. It's gone.
But you're not alone.
No, instead, no offense to you all, but I lost my best fucking friend.
Temporarily misplaced.
It's not that he's misplaced, it's that he chose to leave.
We don't know how much choice was involved. We just know that he at least had time to say goodbye. He might come back. He might not come back. We might find him. At the very least, we know he's got an evil father, and we can, at some point, go do something about that. We have to do something about Zai first, though. We have to do something about these bullywogs before that. I mean, it's like the old song.
Which
People come
one?
and go, and some of them come back. The one about you have so many relationships in this life, but only one or two will last. You go through all the pain and strife, you turn your back, and they're gone so fast. Because in an mbop, they're gone. You guys don't know that song?
That's not one that I'm familiar with. No, Flip.
Oh, I think the name of it is mbop.
I'm sorry, Flip. This is. I get that this is perfectly normal for you, but it's right now. It's that he will come back. That's fine.
He may or may not come back, but he had to do what he had to do. He wouldn't have just done it lightly. So if he left, it must have been very important, and we have to trust him.
It's the fact that I did trust him that it hurts.
Sometimes it's not about trusting the person. Sometimes it's knowing how fucking shitty the world is. And that even if you mean something, it doesn't mean you get to, that you keep promises. That sometimes other factors prevent people from coming back.
Sure, that can happen. But I know Henry wouldn't have left unless he had to go. I'm sure he had reasons. I wish he would have told us what they were, but if he didn't, I'm sure he had reasons for that. He wasn't the kind of person that just wanders off, so especially leaving a note tells me that he wasn't doing it to hurt us. He just, something came up. I hope he comes back, but I believe that he would have brought us with him if he could.
You know that saying about good intentions?
I don't think it's in a song I know.
It's just a saying. But the road to hell is paved in good intentions.
There are lots of roads to hell. But not all the roads go to hell. Some of them come back from hell. Doesn't mean we won't miss him, but I mean, it's the thing. That said, we have lost 2 friends in 3 days. We should probably try to make some more friends while we're here. Just to make sure we don't.
No. You can make friends if you want. No.
But if you don't make friends, you wind up alone.
I'm better that way anyway.
You don't really believe that. You just want to believe that.
All right. So, we have so much work that we need to get done. Flip is king. We need to go take care of the hag in whatever capacity that needs. So updates that you all may have missed that are not coming about in any sort of the circumstance that I want to. Hello, I'm non-binary. Please do not call me Madalena. I prefer Mads. They, them are my pronouns. Let's go ahead and move the fuck on. Let's just go and move on.
No problem.
Because I'm not going to sit here and wallow in this right now. because I understand that everybody is hurt, but I just bore my soul to Henry, and his timing isn't exactly immaculate.
Nope.
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to move forward instead of sitting here and attempting to feel sorry for myself, because if I let my guard down, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. So, what do we need to do today? What is on the itinerary, Your Majesty? What do we need to do?
We have options. We should check that they are burying the heads of the kings from before. We should probably try to find somebody who can run things while I'm gone, because I'm imagining you guys don't want to stick around here, and honestly, neither do I. We do need to find Clackerclaw's head. I would like eventually to, I don't know. We've got to save Zai still. I think that this hag is currently fairly well taken care of, so...
Find someone to be in charge. Got it.
I'll go check on this.
As they head off, I'm going to kind of fly over next to Cece and go, he did love you. That's part of how I know he didn't leave for no reason. And he'll come back if he can. And we just have to do the best we can.
It's really hard not to feel sorry for myself right now.
You can absolutely feel sorry for yourself. It sucks.
How am I supposed to trust people when they just keep leaving me?
Them leaving you doesn't mean they're betraying your trust. It just means life is complicated.
Then why does it feel like they don't love me anymore?
Because you're hoping that they'll be permanent, and people just aren't.
That's fucking stupid.
I guess. I've never really had the option of permanence, so I don't know, but from what I can see, it just causes pain, so I think I'll stick with impermanence.
Yeah.
Here, have some water.
Thanks. I'll stick with you today. What do you want to do?
I want to go check on the heads on the bridge. I feel like it's really important to get them to take those down if they're going to make any sorts of changes. And I do want them better off after us than they were before us.
Okay. Let's go do that. And didn't you say you wanted to go see the castle in the daylight?
I'm certainly not sleeping there until we've checked it out.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
So you head to the Bridge of Heads, where there are no heads on the bridge. You just see Clapperclaw sitting there all by himself, at his feet.
It's a lot quieter up here.
Yeah, it's pretty boring without the head.
Yeah, but was it worth to keep your old baggage hanging around like that?
Well, wasn't my baggage. It was just somebody to talk to.
That's fair. Speaking of baggage, we need to get you your head back, right?
Yeah, I'm beginning to think I'm never going to get my head back.
Oh, I think we might be able to make it happen.
That would be nice. Do you want a lolly? I've got a lolly you can have.
That would be... Wait, Flip, should I accept that?
He's not putting any contingencies on it. It's probably okay, but you should definitely ask him about the lolly.
What is it?
It's a lily pad flavored lolly. They're pretty
Nothing
good. I like
special
them.
about it.
Well,
Mm,
especially tastes good.
but it's not going to do anything to me.
It didn't do anything to me, but I already don't have a head.
How do you know what it tastes like if you don't have a tongue?
I just imagine what a lily pad would taste like. You know, a little bit of lemony, kind of like cilantro mixed in with the lightness of some carrot, carrot fronds. Yeah, I did have a head once. I haven't eaten in a long time, but that's just what I imagine it tastes like.
That's fair. I wonder if they're feeding your head wherever your head is, and that's how you're staying alive.
I hope they're feeding my head. My stomach is very hungry.
Where would the food go if they're feeding your head, though? It would just go right out your throat.
Yeah, I don't know the schematics of all of this headless stuff. I just know it sucks.
Would you like us to put food down your throat where it starts so that your stomach was less hungry?
Well, that certainly would be helpful, but where's the joy in eating if you can't taste it?
Not being hungry, but I hear you. We should definitely find your head. We're trying to find someone who can take care of the bullywogs in the meantime, though, so that we can go find your head. Because I don't know if you heard, but apparently I'm king.
Yeah, I heard. You stabbed the guy. Same
told
thing
me
always happens.
Yeah, but we had fun, so.
Yeah, I don't really like to murder, but my friends say it's fun.
It's not.
The murder part wasn't so much fun.
The party was fun.
I never been to a party before.
You should have come. We would have loved to have had you.
Well, I was hanging out with my friends.
So,
The heads?
Yeah, but they're gone now. I suspect you knew that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't really want to leave you lonely, but it just didn't seem healthy to keep the heads of all the predecessors hanging around on a bridge.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll find something else to do. And
Do
he
you
kind of
wanna-
gets up and saunters away.
Did you want to come with us to find your head?
I already looked. If you find it, I'll be over there.
Do you want to be in charge of the bullywogs while I'm gone?
Well, not if you plan on leaving this place.
Oh, fair enough.
I
I'm
mean,
the
to
only
be fair,
one
he
getting
wouldn't
out of here.
lose his head. He's already lost it, so it actually would work out perfectly.
True. And until we
Yeah.
bring back his head, I don't think they could kill him.
Exactly.
Anyway, if you find my head, I'll help you get out of here. I'll see yous later.
Okay.
You guys are much nicer than the talking heads. They were just really hanging around. I'll see you later anyway.
Yeah, they were pretty stuck up.
If you need somebody to talk to, there's a guy with a lot of flame beasts. You might enjoy someone to talk to if you help him with that. We should see if Mads has had any luck finding a person.
Hi, Rip. Looks like the bodies, heads are getting buried exactly as they're supposed to.
Being fed to the mound, yes. That is
Yes.
better.
The Shambler of Love.
Right. I offered the stewardship to Clackerclaw, but he said no thank you.
Okay. Anything I can help?
I don't know who else to talk to. I don't feel like any of the bullywugs really understand anything but what they've known.
So, you have nobility that you can turn to, rather than delegating a single proxy, have it rotate.
It's actually a really good
Eliminate
idea.
Eliminate the need to kill the regents over and over and over again.
It's actually a really good idea. Like a council of elders instead. I guess
like
I'm a little wary of councils because I can't figure out if the council where I'm from knew this whole world existed or not.
Nothing that I can particularly answer. It's not unlikely.
No.
It's a non-zero possibility. Am
And
I to know, Judge? Sorry, I'm
So-
not particularly okay right now.
I understand.
Do
I
you
just
wanna
don't
be
want
left
us to take it
alone?
out of Henry. Like,
If I wanted you to leave me alone, I would tell you to leave me alone.
I know, but I like to ask.
no, I understand us not being okay right now. I just don't want us to, like, take it out on Henry because I really don't think that, like, he had any other options.
I'm well
I don't
aware.
think-
I'm just hurt that he couldn't tell us to our faces. After
Yeah,
everything that
would've-
he told me yesterday.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
Don't hold the burden on your own. Lean
So when
on
we
others,
find
and you
out-
left in a note.
When we find out
Poor
what
taste.
happened, you get to slap them first.
Not my preferred of retaliation, but I suppose it'll work.
Not Henry, whoever made him leave.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Okay, good. I mean, you can also just cast the first fireball if you want. I'll even let you
I
attune the staff for it.
Not intending. In case you haven't necessarily put together, Flip, outside of the line of murders at the beginning of our time as bandmates, not exactly a combative person. Sir, stop your tiny screams slightly off camera. I am fucking busy.
It's a bully
Child.
cat. They do that.
It's a bully cat. We shall make him king.
Amelia, do you
Long
know
live
anything
King
about
Peter.
setting up councils?
Dahlia's probably at the castle right now, just interviewing and getting information on the
Awesome.
court. That is, I am
Don't-
not.
Perhaps if you don't call it a council, would ease your mind. Call it a committee? Advisors?
Advisors. You guys are my advisors.
True.
I
Oh
mean,
boy, what an honor.
it was your advice that.
Conclave?
Ooh, I like.
Conclave?
Ooh.
It was your advice that had me stab the king in the first place,
True.
And my booze.
and your booze. Your booze is
And-
powerful stuff.
My booze is prone to causing insurmountable piles of problems
You know, when we
and
get back to the circus,
disembodied heads.
you could totally open up a drinking tent and literally advertise as my drinks, like kingdoms rise and fall on my drinks or something like that.
Ah,
You can look at that.
I understand. We shall call it Oceans Rise, Empires Fall Bar. Is that what we're doing? Is that the plan?
Yes.
That's not the words I was thinking of. I was just thinking like,
It's
you know,
not the words that you were thinking of, but certainly the reference that you were touching on.
you could absolutely sell something called regicidal gin. Or just a mixed drink called the regicide.
I'm loving this.
It's not the name that I would pick for a bar, but
Fair.
a tent in a circus, I guess it would do.
It would pull a lot of weight. A lot of
I'm-
customers.
Sir, I understand that your rhythmic fanfare really needs to be heard at this moment. However, I am attempting to have a conversation. So if you would politely fuck off, that would be preferred. Don't continue your tiny screams. I'm the only one that
it's
hears
more
you, and
of
I
a
assure you,
displacer kit.
I assure you, I am not the College of Spirits bard.
Speaking of the College of
You
Spirits,
little
Bard,
shit.
I'm not sure which one of these creatures you're speaking to, but we should probably find our College of Spirits bard.
Yes.
We should probably look through our new quarters because I don't know how long we can stay.
That's fine. For all intents and purposes, it's one of my fucking snakes attempting to whisper in my ear, and they think that, you know, what they say has any sort of worth at this moment.
I wasn't
Timing
sure.
matters. Cut to Mads like making full eye contact with one of their snakes. It is a full standoff.
Yeah, let's go find Delia.
I'm gonna look around and cast message in any given direction. Delia, are you over there?
Just before you hear words come back on message, you hear some yelling, some commotion, and a loud bang from the castle.
Oh. Duty calls.
I wonder who she pissed off now.
Let's go find out.
You get to the castle and you walk in, and in the main area you see Delia cussing out some of the former Bullywog royalty who have been making a stink about Flip being the king. He's not even a Bullywog, all of that. And the loud bang was Delia doing magical things because she wanted them to shut the F up.
I'm sorry. If you have an issue with how, then maybe you should have dealt with things before. But you didn't. You left it up to complete strangers, so I believe you kind of lost your right to sit there and put up a fuss. Now, you can either accept that things are different, or you can go find another court.
Or
What's it going to be?
Or hear me out.
They start grumbling, and then in true courtly fashion, when the king makes his entrance, even though they detest his kingship, they still maintain their courtly attire and do the bow and all of that.
Hear me out. My grand advisor has had a great idea. You're right. I am not a bullywog. I do not know the ways of the bullywogs. I only want good things for the bullywogs. So you could help me? You could join my conclave.
That's the best word for that, yeah. You sure we should, like, I'm gonna like lean over to Flip and be like, you sure we shouldn't like toss in like a light threat?
Hold that in reserve.
Okay.
I'm looking at them for a reaction.
Well, we've never been part of a conclave before.
And you've never actually... Oh, sorry, you were saying?
I was saying, what's it? What's a conclave? What's that even mean?
Mads, what does that even mean?
A conclave is a group of people who provide counsel to the king and act in his in their absence if necessary. It is a collective, not an individual.
So if he dies, then who's the new king?
Everybody and nobody. That means that there is no reason to kill Flip. That means that there is no reason for there to constantly be war.
Well, I mean, constant war really is kind of a pain, and it's really terrible on my hairdo, but I mean, like, it's kind of our history and stuff. I don't know. I don't
That's
really know.
great. That
the
is
youngest
truly
of us.
fantastic. Now, I'm going to level with you. I haven't necessarily had the best morning, which means I am okay with getting into a verbal back and forth. If you have that much war in your history, perhaps it is time to rewrite your future rather than depending on history.
Your bad attitude sounds like a personal problem to me. Maybe you should take a nap before coming to court.
Mads, maybe you should go check out our quarters to make sure they're not booby trapped. You're very good at that.
I will come with you if you like. If not, you can go by yourself.
Do what you want.
I'm coming with you. Okay.
So, what I believe my good friend and advisor was getting at was that each of you has an expertise to offer your community. And the reason that one leader hasn't really stuck is that nobody's good at everything. So rather than have me constantly trying to make all the decisions, for example, are you guys actually comfortable in those clothes? We need someone to advise on the mandatory fashion sense around here.
Well, have you, like, ever been to court before? It's really not about comfortability, more about, like, presence and appearance, things like that, you know? No, they're god-awful, and I take it off as soon as I get home. But when I'm here, I have a vision to, you know, belay across the land, you know? A lot of what you're talking about for your conclave sounds kind of like the King's Small Council. We already have, like, a trade master and a hunter and a guy who handles all of our coins, and we've got, like, the guy who's in charge of our troops. We've got those people. Like, is that what you're talking about? It sounds kind of like what you're talking about.
Yes, that plus more. What are the areas that are unmet needs? What do you not have someone for yet?
Protecting your head.
Oh, I've got that covered. That's what my friends are for. Also, that's what my staff is for.
Yeah, like, the last king didn't really do anything except for have tea and lounge about in the pavilion, so everybody else kind of just did their jobs, and we went on about our merry way.
So it sounds like you all could continue doing that while I take care of other business.
But who's going to hold afternoon tea if the king isn't here to do so?
Hi, yes, you are now appointed the tea master. It is now your job to host tea every day at this specific time.
This is a little early. This is like mid-morning tea. But, you know, I can just host all the tea. That's a good idea. I'll be going to prepare for my tea ceremonies. I could be the master of ceremonies. I think that's a great title. Yep, I'm off. Ta-ta.
Wait, oh, hold on. I have one other thing to say.
Yes?
Once a fortnight, I want you to throw a party in honor of Lever and invite all of the bullywogs, whether they are part of the court or commoners.
Well,
do you think you can handle that?
Yeah, I think everybody here is part of the court. We have a pretty short bloodline. Anyway, that's not your problem.
I might come back to check in on things, just make sure you guys don't need me from time to time. But it sounds like you guys can run things.
Well, you could have, what do they call those? There's a word. It's liaison, Lucy. That's right, the liaison. You could have a go-between, somebody that comes in back and forth between us and you and checks in, or however people do. Whatever you want. You're the king.
Does anybody here know how to contact me if they need to?
Usually we just send up the signal.
But if I'm farther away?
Well, it's a pretty big signal.
Okay.
It's a bullywog head with the crown, and we shine it into the sky, and it just glares off the clouds, and it's fantastic.
Is there music with this symbol?
No, Never any music. Maybe a slight fanfare.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, and if that doesn't work, you can always tell the hag that you need her to contact me for you, and that I would consider the debt paid if she were to do so.
Oh, the hag. That's right, Pavlorna. She did come by this morning looking for you.
Oh,
You should see to that.
yes. Well, we should probably gather the group and go see Bavlorna then.
All right, I believe Mads went off to check the living quarters.
And I followed.
Yeah, I know. You're not here.
For all intents and purposes, I'd ask a follow-up question about the signal. I don't know if you
Yeah.
might have stayed with Flip.
That was more of a me coming out and saying that and forgetting that I was gone. So we'll pretend that didn't happen. Or I yelled it somewhere because I don't think that this castle is the biggest thing on the face of this planet. But I wouldn't have let you go off alone. I would have caught up at some point.
It's a pretty decent sized castle. Half of it's kind of like sinking into the bog, kind of like falling off, but a majority of it is still in fairly decent condition. The quarters are all safe. There's no booby traps or anything in them. Actually, it's probably the nicest part of all of Downfall that you've come across.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I know what I'm being cast off, so I understand that this was a keep me busy task.
It really wasn't. Things have changed. I was thinking we'd have to stay for a few days, but it looks like they're already established. And aside from, and I'm going to turn back to the Bullywog guy and go, actually, who's in charge of infrastructure here? Because they need to be fired.
Where is everyone? Because to my understanding, the party was split. Where are we?
I'm with you.
confused. Wonderful. I'm just
tell you guys to come
confused.
back.
I have sent a message saying we are coming to find you guys.
Right.
Done.
Thank you.
We are all back together. Wow.
The note of infrastructure has been taken, and they will begin revamping the palace in your away. Miss.
I would like to tell them not to worry about the palace, but worry about the houses first. And they can work about the palace later.
It's not that you were being cast off, Mads. It's I understand. In a way. As much as I can. This is going to take some time. And just because we're able to do things doesn't mean that it needs to get shoved down. Because that makes it worse. And I know I'm not Henry, and I know that we've had our issues, but I'm here if you want me. But I won't intrude, and I won't put myself in places I don't need to be.
Not going to send you away, but I need you to respect that the nature of my friendship with Henry is different than the nature of your romance.
Well, I know that.
I'm not attempting to start a fight. I'm simply giving an honest answer. The nature of our relationship, our friendship, is different. And I don't want to potentially act out of anger, because that will cause problems. So I will not cast you away. Please know that I am not angry at you, but I need time. It took me long enough to open up to Henry. And you have to understand that there is a lot of ground that we need to make up in light of our history. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I'm not pushing you away, but not right now.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you. None of that.
As long as you know the door's open.
The door is open for me too. One of the last things that Henry said was for me to not carry an emotional burden. I'm hurt. Frankly, I'm angry. And I am prone to lashing out. And I don't want to do that with any of you. If that means that I need to step up or go look at bedrooms because I'm having problems, so be it. Deal with it. And I understand in the likeliness that Flip genuinely just wanted it done. That Flip just wanted it done. This is hard. This is hard for me because his timing is fucked.
You can say that again.
Circumstances aside, the timing is fucked. It took me long enough to let down my walls and throw self-preservation into the wind, and the reason that all of that happened was gone. So what was the point of it in the first place? And that hurts. And that is a sad reality that I am attempting to grapple with, and I'm attempting to not move backwards, because that's not what he would want.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn what I need to do to move forward from this. And that's hard.
Yeah.
I am here if you need me. Because you would want me to be there for you.
Okay.
I hear them coming.
Okay.
Go check out the restroom. Go check out the bathroom.
Yep.
Do a good once over.
I'll go look.
Cool. Everything looks fine. Flip.
Awesome. Turns out we might not have to stay that long. Apparently Bavlorva wants us, but they have a council ready to go.
That
That's-
works, I suppose.
That said, thank you very much for making sure we weren't going to get stabbed in our sleep, because that would suck.
Plan, and Gorgon's omnipotent, so
Yep. We should go find the hag then, Delia?
Yeah. You guys finish up. I'll head out. I'll head that way.
I really think Lever would say we should go together. The hag is a volatile ally-ish. I wouldn't actually call her an ally yet.
I'm not going to go in. I will wait outside for all of you. I just don't. Not right now. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry.
Delia will, for all intents and purposes, wait outside for when everyone's ready to go.
So, in the living quarters section of the castle, in the royal wing, there is the king's chamber. Very large, has a private bath section, a balcony that looks out over the lake and the rest of Downfall. All of that fancy shenanigans, the actual bed chamber, and then the large place with the table and all of that. Then there are several other rooms, all pretty close to the same. Each of them being a sort of king's court, personal court style room. All of them currently empty as the king is dead, and they kind of know how that goes. New kings, new advisors, yada, yada, yada. So there's rooms for each of you. Decorate them how you will. If you choose to, who knows how long you're going to be here, and if you're ever going to come back here again, aside from just to check on things. But you do have a home away from home in the castle. There's a guest wing as well. Gardens, all of that kind of fun, fancy stuff.
Flip's gonna kind of look around his chambers, look toward the bathroom where he knows Cece is, and go, Lever, I wish you were here, because I am no good at feelings. And then just go outside and awkwardly stay near Delia, but not near Delia, just kind of within reach.
Cece will come out and kind of poke around a little bit and eventually end up outside and just kind of have her hands in her dress pocket. Bathrooms are fine. Don't think anybody can kill you in there.
Thanks. I hope they don't kill any of us anywhere.
That would be ideal.
The more sober I get, the worse an idea this seems.
Well, it's been 3 days since we thought we died, so I mean, why the fuck not? Right?
3 days, and then before that it was about a week, and before that it was about a month. I'm ready to stop dying now, Cece.
I am also ready for that. There's little finality left.
I just want to take you back to where I'm from, and we can live in a stalactite and drink a lot of beer.
I'm a little big for that, but okay.
We have big stalactites. There are guest chambers.
Okay.
I mean, the fire giants come to visit sometimes, and they have quarters.
I think I could be friends with fire giants.
That might be where I learned to love fire. They do such cool stuff with it.
Fire is nice.
In the royal side of the castle, you'll find a hallway that juts off from the wing where all of the sort of rooms and living quarters and space and such is. You find a hallway that juts off to the small council chambers where the rest of the council is waiting for you to come back, since they've gathered everybody there to make sure that everything is set and get exact orders on what you want your tasks to be and such before you head off to Bavlorna's and whatever else it is that you will be doing. So this will be your last thing you do in the castle. Something else that you need or want to do here before heading off, by all means, do it.
Oh, I guess I have to talk to these people first, huh? Well, it's like a bear hunt. You just gotta go through it. And I'll fly into the room. I'm not gonna actually sit in the throne, though, or whatever the chair is that's saved for me. I'll just kind of stand next to it.
Yeah, it's a big. So you go into this chamber, and it's like a large council chamber. Has a pretty stained glass with a bullywog king on it, and all the fancy stuff. And there's the king's throne style chair at the head of the council chamber. And then there's all a long table, and then all of the council members kind of lined. And there are 3 empty chairs closest to the king's side, and there's 1 empty by itself, and then 2 on the other side. The one that's by itself has a very definitive symbol on the seat. It is a hand in a circle with the spike poking down, only to be assumed as the hand of the king. And then the other 2 is the Master of Spiders. So it is a spider. And the last one next to it is the Master of Coin. And there are 2 coins. Everybody else seems to have their chosen role, aside from your elected officials, King Flip.
Who among you is best suited to the needs of the economy here?
None of us. That's your personal advisor's positions.
My personal advisors are not local. Who among you or who among the populace knows the ways and customs, and more so than the customs knows the needs of you all?
Well, I am the Grand Maester. I know the histories and things we need, but I am not suited for Master of Coin. I am only the Grand Maester, in charge of all of the maestery things.
That is a valuable thing. Who would you suggest as the Master of Coin?
Well, tradition of the Bullywug Court dictates that the king must
Stop.
assign. That is the way it goes.
I am not saying I will not decide, but I am asking you, if you were in my place, who would you suggest?
Nobody here, sir. Yes, we are all in our own designated roles, which we have mastered in our lineages, but that is really all each of us are good at.
Surely there is someone in this community whom you would suggest for such a thing.
Unfortunately, no, sir. Clearly being left to our traditional devices of decision-making, we would potentially end up back in our own downfall, pun intended.
I understand. You guys may really want to think about changing the name of your town. It does not bode well for your future. Delia?
Yes.
You are remarkable in the ways of whispers. If none are available, and if you don't mind, the seat of the spider is yours.
Very well. I guess I walk over to the seat and sit down.
Mads?
Yes.
You know more about getting shit done than anybody I know. I think the Master of Coin position is probably the best way to make sure that you have the resources you need to do that.
That's where you want me. Okay.
At least for now. It's hard to
Fine.
choose because you're each really good at these things, but Cece, you're the best at calling me on my bullshit.
Not wrong.
So I'm hoping you'll agree to do that here if it needs doing. No, you may not drink my wine, you are a dog. I say to the local alligator.
We have such strange guests amongst the conclave.
My bully dog is asleep.
My
So
bully dog
You
is
did not
snoring.
just call it a bully dog. You did not just call it a bully dog.
Oh,
I
that
did.
came up recently, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. What position is that calling of bullshit?
I believe it is called the Hand of the King.
Does that mean I can bitch slap you if you're being dumb?
Yes.
Well, we can change
Yes.
it. Let's say we have secrets, connections, and one more thing. So that way you don't feel like you have to put any one of your friends in your quote-unquote right hand position.
Yeah, well, it changes so much based on the situation, but the
How
checker
about
of
we
the
go with 4 secrets? How about that?
I'm sorry, you were cutting up. I couldn't hear you. Stop drinking that wine too. Yes. I think that works well. Coco, what are you? Oh my god.
So wait. I'm forces? Secrets. Forces.
Delia would be secrets,
Right?
and Mads would be forces, and you would
Connections.
be connections.
Okay.
She got the cheese.
Like my hand connecting with your face if you're being dumb. All right, cool.
Yeah, and also telling me which way to go, and
I am not directionally challenged, so this will be good.
in general, if you guys don't mind, I would like to move the seats a bit. And I'm going to move it so that their 3 seats are all at the table, and then mine is seated back from the table just a little bit and off to the side. Think of me less as the leader and more as the arbitrator. Because really, the decisions need to be made by you all, not by any one person.
Yes, we quite like this choice.
In the meantime, does anybody know what Bavlorna wanted, or do we have any business to attend to here?
No, as long as you have established your roles in the court, Eve, that is enough. You just give us your list of things you want to see happen outside of our normal court, and we'll make them happen. I do believe there was something about renovating residential before starting the castle.
Yes. First things first. courtly attire. We need options so that people can be comfortable while being proper. I think you need more of a menu for like Mads does not have to wear that shit.
Well, I think we have connections with a tailor in Tither. Maybe when you get there, you can meet with them and send them here to arrange.
Fantastic. But just in general, like let people wear what they're comfortable with, because what you look like and what you're good at are not necessarily connected. And being proper is more about how you behave than what you put your legs in or not. But yes, I believe that in general, renovations are called for. But since I won't be using the palace that much, it should be last on the list. I trust you guys to know what facilities are used the most. What would help folks to live their best lives better. Whether it's the party hall that we used last night, whether it's their homes, whether it's the docks. I've just noticed that it seems like the kings have been a little bit busy protecting their own necks and haven't necessarily, I don't mean to speak ill of my predecessors, but it seems like you guys need to do a little bit of construction work on your infrastructure. And I think people would probably be more comfortable that way.
Yes, so we will start with residential, and then we will work on the docks and our trade routes, and work on a few other things around, and then we will start on the renovations to the castle.
Absolutely. Definitely. What else needs to be done? How are the food supplies and how are the beverage supplies?
Well, I believe I will turn that over to the person in charge of that, which is not me. I am the master in charge of histories. Oh no, that's me, darling. I'm in charge of all of that. Well, the food stores are running a bit low, but we have quite a bit of tea. I believe we have a new master of ceremonies who will be handling that bit of business, but we could do with some more storage in our grain bins and things of the sort. If you would be able to make that happen, it would be greatly appreciated. Growing things in the bog has become a bit challenging.
Okay. Mads, do you have any ideas about how they could increase their grain stores?
Well, there is utilizing some of the empty space in the area. There is making the silos a little bit taller.
That would be part of the
They
renovation.
are.
Yeah.
Hmm?
That would be part of renovations. They could do that.
Yes. And sort of playing with the space that they have and managing the volume of what it is that they're building. If they go for efficient structure instead of speed, you actually should have something reliable that will be able to maintain the grains.
What about trade?
I think I've come across something previously in the history books of terrace structures. Do you think that would be helpful? Oh, yes, a terrace. That would be great, darling. We could build that. Yes, yes. Trade routes. That's somebody else, the master of ships, not me. Oh, yep, that's me, master of ships. Trade routes have been a bit difficult since Bavlorna has taken up living here, but they're not the worst. A bit plucky at times, but they get us along.
What is the challenge that Bavlorna poses to trade routes?
Have you met her? She's a bit scary.
I have met her. She wasn't that scary by comparison to some of the things I've met.
Well, I'm not sure how much of the land you explored before you happened across us, but, well, most of the places where people used to live are now full of dead. So not really too many people to trade with anymore. I think there's those bunny hop fellows at that big tree root, and Jingle Jangle makes some good jams and things up in the mountain, but that's really all we've got.
I think you should absolutely open those trade routes. Tell them that I sent you. They both like me. But also, that's where we're going to go next, is to try to work on the whole being dead thing.
There's more than just those groups to trade with.
Oh?
Well, if you've got other ideas, I'm surely open to listening to them. Be nice to see some coins other than these downfall soggy cult coins in my pocket.
If you follow the bog to the south, take a left turn about 5 miles and keep going, and I just keep giving directions, you'll come across a village of nymphs. They might be open to trade.
Have you got any connections there?
Yes. I don't have the name written down in this one.
Well, when you figure it out, we can send an envoy.
Similarly, and I'm going to look towards Cece. I need you to draw something for me.
Okay.
I need you to draw a crown with an eyeball that has an X through it.
Okay. Why?
I need an emblem.
Oh, because you have no eyes. Okay.
If someone comes to you bearing this seal, we have sent them to help you expand trade as we are trying to wage against death.
Shall we place this image on the heraldry, darling?
No. For now. Only the people in this chamber should know that it is, because I don't want people to abuse it in some way. But this is a way for me to send people to you.
It's like a secret message. I like it.
Okay. Does that work?
I don't know. Mads, does that work?
Oh yeah, I forgot you can't see.
For the most part, I suppose it does.
I mean, it's not my best work. I'm not really an artist.
Mads says it's good. It'll work. So when you get somebody with that emblem, we sent them. For now, let's just use the same heraldry that the previous kings have used, but maybe add wings.
A bullywog with wings?
Well,
All right.
I don't know what the old heraldry was, but
It's a bullywog. Yep. All the kings before you have been, just that, bullywogs, and, very full of themselves. You know, I'd like to say, you are a breath of fresh air.
I'm glad. I'm hoping that good things can come of it. You guys remind me a lot of home, but in a way that makes me wish I could help you more.
One more question before we put you on your kingly business.
Yes?
Can we change the name of this blasted town?
Oh, I was hoping you would. How do you feel about Bullywogton?
Well, serves the purpose, and it doesn't describe possible death.
I mean, you're welcome to choose something else, but in my brain, I've been thinking of this as Bullywogton because Downfall just makes me think there's a waterfall nearby, and there isn't one here.
It's very misleading. Also, I updated my drawing. Mads, look.
Wonderful, you added color.
And wings. It's beautiful.
All right.
I'm pleased.
All right, darling, if you have nothing else, we'll get on to our business. You better get to your meeting with Bavlorna.
Yes, let me know if you need anything. My will.
Well, you've got a way to send us messages. How are we supposed to send you messages?
Does anyone here have access to sending?
Yeah,
Well,
not quite yet.
We've got pages.
Leave a message in your graveyard or get to us if it's that important.
That's
Uh,
put her in privacy.
okay, got it. All right, well, this concludes our first small council meeting, and we'll be on about our business. Good day, King.
Good luck.
Or Flip, or whatever it is you want to be called.
Flip is fine.
Yeah, so that's a thing that happened.
Thanks, guys.
We should get going.
Mm-hmm.
Rather not stay here longer than we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're off to see Bavlorna.
Yeah.
A wonderful hag of...
The
What
swamp.
did we call this place again?
Bullywogton.
Billy Wogton.
I mean, we could just shorten it to Wogton. But I feel like they should choose that, not us.
True.
Yep. So Bavlorna's. You've been there before. You don't have to sneak in and all that. You can just go up and knock.
Knock, knock,
Come
knock.
in. Come in.
Okay. Do I need to announce you?
No, please don't.
Okay, cool. Good, because I didn't really want to.
We heard you were looking for us.
Yes. A matter of payment for you completing my chores from earlier.
Yes. I have your lip.
Yes, that just served to say that I would, in fact, be giving you something for your work. I will allow you to choose something from my treasure hoard.
Oh, that's very generous. I think maybe Mads should make the choice because of those of us who are here,
They.
my apologies, thank
They.
you. They
Yep, you're welcome.
put in the most, they came the closest to dying while engaged in your chores. Mads, would you like to choose our payment?
Those?
Does this mean we still get a favor?
Nope, this is your payment now.
Huh. Flip, are we good with that, or should we...
I mean, that's her original intended payment. I think it was just the end of the show when I had her lick your hand and send you off.
I don't know that we have.
a choice?
Actually, you had me do it. You had me do it. That was me.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
Tell the
me.
sweet tasting one.
That was
Come
some
back.
manic Discord messages on the fly.
Yeah,
Don't-
there was something going on that day. So without giving story away, Matt's playing.
You had a training.
I don't know that we have the
Yeah.
clout to demand otherwise, so best to take what we can.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
Well,
Should I be
if
looking
you
for
want
party?
something
What
more
should I be
than
looking for?
offering, then we can make another deal. I like to make deals. Deals are fun. Do you like deals? I like deals. And she licks her eye.
Depends on the deal. I'm certainly open to them.
Well, you bring me something, I give you something. It's a pretty easy deal.
I'm assuming you can contact us if you need to.
I can, yes. But I'll still give you treasure for your last stuff.
Like I said, they put the most into it. So, I mean,
Are
they
you looking
almost
for the group?
died dealing with your plumbing.
Do as you will.
Didn't we say? Never mind. I mean,
Flip, is there anything you'd like me to look for?
I don't know what the options are. I trust you.
Okay. I suppose I will follow Bavlorna.
She takes you to the pool room. All of you goes with her. And in the middle of the pool, she jumps on her lily pad. And she does a magic thing. And from the middle of the pool rises this like closet-sized section. And inside is her treasure hoard. And a large bronze frog statue with a gaping maw, along with a stag's skull hanging on the wall hook 5 feet above the floor, a porcelain jar made of varnished white clay resting on a table. It has legs that have been painted to look like the legs of a chicken. And there's a wooden mannequin with a helm on and the big old statue.
If you would be so kind as to explain actually what they do.
Well,
I
the
believe that
skull
an
I
informed
took from
decision is only.
the skull was brought to me by somebody else. I think it belongs to something I don't know, but it's interesting and I like it. The jar does things and the mannequin does things too. Magic, you know.
Maybe have
Particular
time to
kind of
look.
magic.
Well, I don't know, magic. The kind it does. Is there different kinds? Magic is magic.
Can I roll an Arcana check? Try to get a idea of what this could potentially do. We may have time to look everything over and make an informed decision. Lana? Under the circumstances, you owe us that much?
Yeah, you can look it over. I will be resting in this pool of cool water.
Bavlorna, if I may say, you are the nicest hag I've ever met.
Oh, thank you. My sisters would revel in hearing that I am the nicest one.
Okay.
The king is dead.
King's dead.
Shit.
And
Okay.
I don't notice because I'm just kind of passing my hand over things.
are we
But-
all rolling Arcana or are we?
I'm casting Identify on everything.
Okay, hang on.
The skull is Clapperclaw's head.
Okay.
The jar has a wishbone that does things in it, and the mannequin can animate and also do things. But I don't want to tell you too much. Should you choose to take not, all of them.
Well, I mean,
Are we allowed to take 2, given that we did 2 chores for you? Believe it only fair.
Sure, you can have it all if you want. It's just treasure. I'll get more. Except for my frog statue. You can't have that. It's my favorite.
Noted.
Absolutely.
I'll keep it. Suppose we'll take all of it then. As repayment for 2 chores that we have done for you.
And now we're even?
I would like a verbal confirmation that this is you returning. We are done with the deal. There is no additional things that have been added.
No additional things. I am a woman of my word. Licks eyeball.
Very well. She'll take the 3 items and be on our way.
Do you not want to take my second deal offer?
The offer that we bring you things and you give us things?
Well, it's a particular thing I'm looking for, and I feel like you may be heading in that direction when you leave here.
We are happy to hear more information before we commit.
Well, I'm looking for a portrait. It is a beautiful portrait, and my sister has it. She's terrible, but she's my sister.
Which portrait?
It is a beautiful portrait. It's me, but younger. You know, it looks very fancy. It's very nice. It's velveteen, has a gold frame. She stole it from me.
Which sister? I understand you have 2.
Yes, Scabatha. The least favorite of my 2 sisters.
Where is Scabatha?
She's in Loomlutch. Loomlutch. It's a giant hollowed out tree deep in the forest of Tether. It's where Scabatha uses to take her sleeping.
We will keep this in mind as we journey on. We can
If we do this for you, set the terms of it right now. Guarantee peace in this village. You do not fight this village, you protect this village. Everyone in it.
Yes, I can
We give
do
you the
that.
portrait. We give you the portrait. You give us a guarantee of peace.
I don't bother these bullywogs. If they leave me alone, I leave them alone.
But Mads is saying that instead of leaving them alone, you become
Protect
their
them.
protector.
Protect the bullywogs. That's a very interesting thing for a hag to do. But it's better than my sister's, so yes, I will do that. I will do
It will
things
surely
better than my sister's forever.
It will make
It
you
will
the
surely
best of
cement
all
you,
worlds.
in our opinion, as the finest hag in this area.
In fact,
Certainly the finest hag of your sisters.
it would go down in legend. It would make you famous among hags.
I could probably write something about it at some point.
Absolutely. Mads is
So,
right.
there's a portrait hanging in Loomlurch along the portraits of My sisters, Endlin, Skabatha, and Tasha. To reach Tither, there's a scarecrow here somewhere in Downfall that knows the way. He will take you.
First of all, it's no longer called Downfall. But
Yes, I think they've changed the name to Bullywogton, though that is a work in progress.
That's quite the mouthful for somebody to say, but I suppose Bullywogton is a better name than Downfall.
They are trying to look to the future instead of repeating the past.
If you bring me all of the portraits, not only will I protect this village, but I will pay you gold for each of the other 3 you bring to me. 100 gold pieces each. Does that sound fair? For each portrait, you'll get 100 gold pieces, aside from the one that I originally requested for the protection of Bullywogton in the future.
This seems reasonable to me. What do you think, Mads?
I believe so long as it's accompanied by the guarantee of protection of this town, I believe.
Cece, Delia, what do you guys think?
I'm down.
You're all in agreement. Go ahead.
We will do our best.
All right.
Promise more.
Somebody must present me with their hand
It's not me.
so I can lick it to seal the deal.
You already said you like
Go
Harry.
for it.
You taste delightful, like cotton candy and popsicles.
I do want to
Would-
make sure it's noted that
that
I'm
would be
handing her
so-
the same hand she had before. I still haven't shown anybody the other hand.
Will conclude my need of you. If you have other things to do, carry on. And if you can bring me back the portrait in 8 days, I'll sweeten the deal with an extra 100 gold.
Given that Flip's only ever managed to get 5 gold in their entire lifetime.
Because we should go return Claw his head.
She wraps up in her lily pad in this fancy fold style as the treasure room descends, and she just basks in her place of basking.
Once we're out, I'm going to look at everybody and go, I really thought it was going to be a little more complicated to find Clapperclaw's head.
Sometimes
It
life
works.
is funny.
Well-
Sometimes life is funny.
Sometimes. From
Just go.
hither to thither and yon.
Let's just get this over with. The sooner we're done, the sooner we can head back to our reality.
You find Clapperclaw in the pavilion where the king used to be, laying on his back, staring at the pavilion with his arms out wide, and he's just making dust angels.
You want to keep making angels, or you want your head?
Well, I really would like my head, but I've gotten to the point where I've just gone to accept that I'll never have a head again, so the angels will suffice.
You have your
I
head.
just
He jumps up. You have my head?
Yes, I thought you understood that. Delia said.
Well, I have a Now I didn't really understand the first 33 words of that.
Go ahead.
That's a lot of words.
Just take your
Yes,
head.
I was preparing for the ones that are coming after. My head! And he smacks the pumpkin off and puts his head back on. And it's a skeleton head. Like, it's not an actual head that he could eat out of. It's like, think of a giant ant, like, what are those things called? Not a moose, a elk. Like a mythical elk with the big horns and stuff. That kind of skull. And he just puts it back on. And he's all happy and stuff. If I only had a head. Do, 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 do. And he jumps up and clacks his heels.
So according to our deal, from hither to thither, right?
Oh, yes, I am in a much better mood and quite capable of traveling with you, my friends. If you'll lock arms with me, we'll skip down this yellow moss road and we'll head right on.
You can just lead us. Thank
Well,
you.
aren't you just a bunch of spoiled sports? And he starts skipping forward.
Sorry, I don't want to be touched right now. So your offer, while nice, is no. Thank you, though.
Fair point. And he just keeps skipping on, assuming you're following.
Follow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he starts happily singing, follow, 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 follow the yellow moss road. And he skips along. And skips along and skips along the yellow moss road.